nice mellow morning here in California. Got a little bit of overhead clouds blocking the morning sun. Temperature's nice. It's middle April. I'm getting ready to uncover the corn behind me, which has been under wraps, keeping it away from the birds and from the cold. Temperatures are warming up, so we don't need to worry about the cold anymore. So I'm going to go ahead and peel all this back. Well, pulled off the cover from the corn. It's looking pretty good. Lifted the top off my barrels over there, and I get tomatoes and lettuce in there, all looking pretty good. Chased down some snails that were eating my beans. What a mess. The only problem about these covers, using a floating row cover speeds up the growth of the plants because it warms it like a greenhouse. It keeps a lot of pests off, like birds and things like that, but man, oh man, it's hard to see slugs and snails underneath it, and it's also hard to see weeds. Well, next step, I'll put some peppers, and I got some more cabbages to plant. Well, I noticed I had quite a bit of room in between the beans and the corn here, so I stuck a row of determinate tomatoes, Ace 55, in right at the base of the corn on the south side where it's sunny. They'll gain the benefit of the water that the corn's using. So we got a double crop going on there. Keep the weeds down on the bottom of the corn, and determinate tomato doesn't get too darn big, so I don't think I'll need a cage. And over here, Ellen's got an area where we laid down some bags of commercial compost. She's pulling out last year's cabbages there, and I'm going to replace them with pepper plants. I got some anchos and some mulatto, some Yolo Wonder. Over here we got some Italian bull's horn and some Hungarian paprika peppers. They're going to go in the ground right there, and then I'm going to cover them up because the birdies will most likely try to pull everything out on me. Plus, it's still cool. Peppers like nice hot weather. So, right over here I got another area that was last year's sweet corn crop, and I've put a tiller through it and spread some commercial compost again over the top. I've got 2 6-packs of cabbages, Copenhagen Market, sitting here waiting for me. I'm about to go ahead and dig them in kind of double offset rows. See, I'm going to have to get out here and pick my snap peas. I'm having a salad for lunch. Well, Ellen's finished planting a row of peppers. Looks good. Okay, so I got to get over there and water those in. And over here, I have planted some summer surprise tomatoes. I planted a row of parsley seed. Parsley will be a good addition to the drought-tolerant garden this summer because it's a wonderful vegetable with a lot of nutrients, and it has a taproot that will reach for the scarce water. Over here I have a row of cabbages. Not quite so taprooted, but definitely good old tough plants. I'm giving a little bit of rest from some shade from my column apples over here. I got some pole apple varieties growing. So they're going to get a little bit of peace during some parts of the day so they don't boil if it gets too hot. Now it's time for me to go ahead and cover the whole mess up so the birds don't eat it all on me. Well, I got my peas picked, getting ready to make a salad for lunch. I finished planting the parsley, the tomatoes, and the cabbages, and have covered them up here with Agribon. This is Agribon 15. It's a floating pest barrier. It's heavy enough to create a little bit extra heat under there, which will be okay yet at this time of the year in April. But mostly this is down here because it will keep the birds from tearing everything out of the ground until it gets big enough. So as I was here in the back of the yard, where I seldom go, I noticed that my Feijoa, the pineapple guava, was setting flowers like crazy. Oh my goodness, look at these things. They are so beautiful, and this is really a good flower to eat. I mean, people talk about eating flowers, but this one's delicious. The petals right here are actually got some nectar in them. They're very sweet and fruity tasting, and you can actually pick this off of the flower and consume it without destroying the flower if you leave the bottom, the ovary, in place. Oh man, that's tasty. That is really good. Decorate a cake with these, you know, or go ahead and put them on your fruit salads. They're really good. Son of a gun. So anybody else out there who's growing pineapple guavas who haven't eaten these flower petals, give it a try. So the proof is in the pleasure. Those Feijoa flower petals, absolutely delicious. They really are good. I had a battle with my partner Ellen years back about this. I said, don't eat all those flowers, we won't get any pineapple guavas. And she says, well look, if you pinch them off the side, it leaves the fruit underneath, and it's really true. Probably even we do some pollinating when we get in there to pinch them off. But you can harvest these for eating without destroying the crop. Wandering around, I noticed that my Italian heirloom artichokes are starting to make some buds up top here. My American style ones haven't gone to town yet. They're still working on pushing their way up. But these old Italian ones, they're a little bit thornier, but they got a great taste and they're real vigorous. So happy gardening. Thanks for visiting Bill's garden here in April in the Bay Area. And I hope your own garden is doing even better than mine is. Have a wonderful summer. Thanks for watching.